So today, I want to talk about another highly underrated game that has long been forgotten. Sim Farm! Here it is! This is the actual PC edition, although I have the Mac edition, which looks completely the same. That's crazy. Sim Farm was released for DOS in 1993, and for the Macintosh the following year in 1994. Installing Sim Farm is really easy. All you do is go into DOS, put the floppy disk in, and install the program. And when it's ready, it'll prompt you for disk 2. So installation is easy. There's nothing hard about it. So you have no reason not to install Sim Farm. When you start a new farm, you get to choose all over the map of the United States, because there's no farms in any other country. You can only be in the US. So, you can choose which state you want to be in. You know, you might want to choose the one you actually live in. And it shows you rainfall, temperature, and wind speeds, which will factor that into kind of the difficulty, sort of your map. And you can also go ahead and decide to design your own area where you can choose your own map. The nice thing about that idea is that you can generate the map and you can take a look at where the town is, where the rivers are, where your area is, to make sure that you don't spawn with the town on the other side of the river, which is kind of hectic getting supplies to town if it's on the other side of a river. The fastest way to make money in Sim Farm is to place strawberries. The strawberry fields are worth more money, so they sell for more and they're more profitable. So when I start a new game, I always place a couple patches of strawberries before I do anything. Now, don't forget to place down the silo, because when the field gets harvested, if you don't have a silo, you don't get the money for the sale. They actually have to be put into the silo first, and then when they're in the silo, you can go back and sell them. And if you do what I do, the first time I played and forgot to put the silo down, you get into the game and realize you don't have a silo, so you can't actually sell the product that you already harvested. So I ran out of money for that reason. So remember to place down the silos. I have Sim Farm running on my Packard Bell 386 20 megahertz with 4 megabytes of RAM. So you shouldn't have a reason why you can't play Sim Farm. Any computer you find from the 90s will play this game, as long as you have the working floppy drive. Or you can buy Sim Farm Classic Edition and install it from CD. But I don't have that. All I have is the floppy version, and it works just fine for me. And it works in DOS just fine. It will not load in Windows 3.1 on my machine. So you need to be in DOS, and I did have to close Norton Commander out because of how much RAM my machine had. So you have to close Norton Commander first and go regular DOS prompt, and then you can play Sim Farm and have all kinds of fun. One way you can play Sim Farm is to raise cattle. You can get cows, sheep, pigs, horses. Now, I do not recommend to only raise cattle, as in it is harder to do, so the difficulty is higher, and It is very costly, as in you have to make sure the cattle have food and water. You got to buy a barn. Just like SimCity, you have different disasters that you can go ahead and choose to spawn or you can disable. Disasters are tornadoes, locust, drought, flood, frost, or a windstorm. In conclusion, I hope after you've seen all of this fun footage and all this information about Sim Farm, it'll inspire you to drag your old PC out of the closet and hook it up and play some Sim Farm. Don't have it already? It's okay. You can still find it on the internet and get you a copy of it. I do recommend, if you're like me and you buy it on floppy, to go ahead and make copies of those 2 floppy disks on new floppies that you've already tested, and use those floppies from here on out and put the new ones up, because 25-year-old floppies are starting to get kind of, well, tough after a while. So, as always, make backups and play off your backups and put the good ones up.